wanting to become president of the East African Republic. Speaking of Wednesday, Muhuzi said he will soon take a stand on the matter. He pointed out that prime ministers of the United Kingdom and Finland are aged 42 and 37 years old, while he is almost 50 and still waiting to become the head of state. Well, within that argument, I am not so against it because, of course, yes, age does play a primary role in creating policies as well as running a country. When these guys start to age just a little bit, things kind of like take a turn, and of course, age again would play a big factor. Um, the only thing that is in question is democracy because in my past, looking into Ugandans' way of doing their elections, people have voted in, but he's saying time for me to take the seat. Now, the Prime Minister of the UK is 40 years old, according to him, and the Prime Minister of Finland is 37 years old. Some of us are hitting 50 years old. We're tired of waiting forever. We will take a stand, Muzi has said. His remarks came against the backdrop of utterances made by him, insisting that he must be president after his father. A few months ago, Muhuzi said that the only way he could make his father proud was by becoming the leader of Uganda. He said the only way I can repay my great mother is by being president of Uganda, and I should definitely do it. In October last year, Muhuzi, who is a general in Uganda, caused a storm after claiming that he was the country's next president designate. Not elect, designate. He expressed confidence that the opposition under musician come politician Robert Chagulanyi, alias Bobby Wine, would never leave the country upon his father's retirement. He said to the Ugandan opposition, after my father, I will defeat you badly in any election. Ugandans love me more than they'll ever love you. That, my people, is the basis for winning an election. Also, remember there's a guy who said he would attack Nairobi for, past PTSD issues. He's the same guy who was sent to fish out Koni and came back with mikebes and sufurias and said, we went to the jungle and this is what we found. I love Uzi. Listen, he makes good news. He makes good TV. I'm hoping he says more, of course. But never discount a person who speaks like this. You never know what they'll do. All right, it's exactly 9 a.m. We are going into more of your requests. So you better be keeping them coming in because we got you covered. Whatever you want to listen to, we will play this morning. All right, we'll also be looking at more news making the headlines this morning in terms of entertainment. And of course, I got a plan for y'all. Today. And it's taking place in Masaku. I'll tell you all the deets after this. This is the Breakfast Jam. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro Punk Queen. Let me tell you, I can't even sit down. I'm over here just jamming in the studio. We're all about your requests this morning, as it is Total Request Friday, as in TGIF. And of course, we're in that mood, we're in that vibe. You're listening to Childish Gambino. This is America. Yes! Let me know what you'd like to listen to. I got you covered. Speaking of dancing in the studio, speaking of just absolute sherehes, there's gonna be one tonight at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos, where we're gonna be unleashing, or rather, it's gonna be the launch of the village. That is the Benjamin Aimba Rugby Legacy Tournament Village in Masaku. So, like, listen, this is the plan. You're going to experience the village as it would be on the day that it happens. That's between the 7th to 9th of April in Masaku. Okay. So, most of the vendors who are going to be vending that within that time are going to be there. I'm talking suku suku. I'm talking Santuri. I'm talking Yani. It's only that they haven't paid me yet for this show, so I can't talk about all of them. But they're gonna be on ground and they're gonna be serving up amazing food, and then you're gonna get amazing deals on drinks. And after we got DJ Seme on the decks, who's gonna be just over there just ripping it up. We're gonna have our very own Nafsi Huru also on the decks doing his thing, of course, representing for the 254. We've got Saisa rolling through. We've got the sports guys rolling through. Myself rolling through. Sandra Bartonjo. Oh, man. It's just going to be absolute charades. And that's how people are getting started. And it's going to be just weekly where we're going to be gathering at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. But tonight is the inaugural one. You cannot afford to miss it. And all you have to do is just make your way there. If you're already there, just get ready, because it's going to be absolutely epic. So tonight we're going to be at Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos town, where the tournament is going to be happening and where you're going to see and just taste what the village is going to bring for you come the 7th and 9th of April. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, guys, let's take a look quickly at other news making the headlines this morning. Now, it seems Betty Chalo has a reason as to why she was shifting her salon. If you remember this story, have you been following her story? She first started off at Posh Salon with now Real Housewives of Nairobi housewife, Susan Keitani. These guys met while on set, they became friends after a short time, and then they opened business together. And then after a short time, that friendship ended and they parted ways after the salon was already set up. And she went on across the road to open her own nearby Betty. Okay? Now, it would seem since then she has moved location a total of 3 times. Why? We're yet to find out. Now, the thing is, she got on set, I think about a week or two ago, and she was made to look like she was getting back on air. She was being prepped for some sort of new situation. She's behind the desk. She's getting her makeup done. And then finally, what came out was a promo of her location move. Now, media personality Betty Chalo has moved her salon business, Flair by Betty, for the 3rd time. It opened to the public on April 14, 2018 at the FCB Myra building on Lenana Road. She later announced that she was moving her business venture to a more spacious and luxurious location. In June 2020, Flair by Betty moved to Rose Avenue, and its launch was attended by Mama Ida Odinga. And now on Wednesday, Flair by Betty was relaunched during her 34th birthday at Rose Avenue, George Padmore Road Junction in Kilimani, Nairobi. Speaking during the launch, Betty said her business was struggling at her previous location. She said, "My dream and the energy I have for my clients is to always deliver nothing but excellence. I believe in that, and that is why if it takes another location to get that, we will go for it unapologetically. Betty said that the new location was birthed when a lot of business were going through a hard time. She said any entrepreneur knows that things are not okay. I have the brain to think about how I can resuscitate my new life to my business, how I'll make new clients and taste what we have. After not making the money she was expecting, she checked on the mistakes she was making, sat down with her team, and decided what was wrong. One of the big issues with the previous location is that we did not have enough parking, and power blackout was an issue as the generator kept failing. The look also was not so classy. Betty said she also wanted to give her clients a fresh look at her business. Many times she wanted to quit, but she advised her guests on the need to sit back and re strategize. She said every situation is worth a comeback, whether relationship, business, or anything that you are doing. Do not fear starting afresh. Let us keep going after our dreams. Like that is 100% to her credit. What she's saying is absolutely true. Business has really suffered. Yani literally, apart from last year, I think last year was one of the worst for everyone, business or otherwise. It's just a horrible year for whatever reason. The stars didn't align, the planets and us knocking each other out. Like it was business wise, and they'd never known like just how to get back on their feet. So re-strategizing is definitely a way of just getting a fresh look, getting a new look, and then redetermining the narrative of your business. And when you decide that, then the business clients will also be able to get on track with you. Yeah. And I love what she's saying here. She was like, listen, it's okay. It's okay to start again. There's no shame in starting again or making a comeback, whether it's in your relationships or your business or whatever you're doing. Do not fear starting afresh. Just keep going. Love that. Absolutely love that. Of course, because of that, I'll definitely be looking up what she's doing. And of course, other business owners support a business today, okay? The only way we can build this nation if we support each other. That will be my word of wisdom for the day. When we come back, we'll be looking at more entertaining news making the headline this morning. In the meantime, let's get back into the music and just send in your requests. It's Total Request Friday. So all you have to do is let me know what you'd like to get played on +254 788 388 0030. And let's just jam together.
Timu gani itashinda ni Chelsea. Timu gani itashinda ni Chelsea. Timu gani itashinda ni Chelsea. Chelsea. Manu hawawezi, hao watu ni wezi. Arsenal moto wa makalatas. Arsenal moto wa makalatas.
I'm telling you, today years old hearing that song. That's Put That on My Hood by Bow Wow and Sean Kingston. Clearly didn't make it to the top of the charts. Anyway, we're all about your requests today morning, as well as entertainment that's happening around the world. But of course, I don't do it enough justice as the one who's coming next. Sandra Patonja will be coming in with her guest called Tavi. So be sure to watch out for that as she gives you all just everything that's happening in the world of entertainment and events. So yes, now bizarre story coming out of Hollywood. As it was seen, there was a guy who murdered his wife and actually just literally told on himself before it happened. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched Family Feud for Steve Harvey. Um, my husband is like literally addicted to it 24/7. That's what he's watching. I watched a few episodes because I was like, oh my gosh, Family Feud is going on. It used to be very big, I think, between the 70s and 80s. So it was really cool to watch it in this day and age. It's actually really fun and pretty cool. And when they started off, they had all these celebrities from the Kardashian family to, okay, that's all who I remember, to be very honest. And it's gone on to, span worldwide. And now he's also doing it in South Africa. Like, it's a really great show, to be very honest. And there's a family that went on, and one of the contestants, some time back, accused of, now he's been now accused of killing his strange wife, joked that their marriage was a mistake on the show. Now, this is what he had to say before we go on with the story. Yeesh. I hadn't heard that clip until now. I wanted to hear it with you guys and get the shock factor. Oh my gosh. That's a horrible thing to say. Now, a contestant on Family Feud who allegedly murdered his estranged wife joked about their marriage on the show 3 years before her death. Timothy Bleefneck, who is 39, made an appearance on Family Feud in 2019, but the episode didn't air until 2020. During this episode, Bleefneck joked about his marriage with host Steve Harvey after being asked what was the biggest mistake that you made at your wedding. And he said, I do. Now, the Illinois resident responded, according to the Daily Mail, Harvey gave him a blank stare after the crowd laughed, and some gasped at his response. He said, and that's rather Harvey said, it's going to be a lot of hell to pay at your house. On Tuesday, Bleefneck was arrested and charged with the death of Rebecca Bleefneck. Relatives said she filed a restraining order against Timothy and was discovered dead in her home on February 23rd after her three children were not picked up from school in Quincy, Illinois. Like, listen. Does it ever get that bad? Now, some comments and some people were saying jokes are 90% truth hidden. That is absolutely true. It's just like the same as gossip. Like 90% can be false, but that 1% always leaves a little seed of doubt. Now, the other person said Steve was so uncomfortable. RIP to his wife. She deserved more. Somebody else said that's why I stopped talking so much because people think I'd be joking and I'd be serious. Laughing emoji, rest in peace though. But some jokes, surely. Somebody else said there's truth in every joke. That's why I don't take jokes lightly. Another person said you gotta pay attention to the red flags. Indeed, when there are red flags and statements like these being made out in public, there is a big problem. But to her credit, of course, it seems like she tried to get away from the situation. She tried to get away from somebody who was clearly toxic, and he pursued her to the point of killing her. Absolutely terrible to see what's going on in homes, in marriages. And of course, we just hope that her family and friends get healing. All right, so before we go in the break, I got to tell you again, Sherehes is happening tonight at the Machakos Kenyatta Stadium, which is in Machakos town. We're going to be looking forward to the launch of the village. A lot of vendors are going to be coming through. We're also going to be having a lot of entertainment with DJ Semne. Also, our very own Nafsi Huru is going to be representing for the 254. We're going to be having Say Sandabi on ground, Sandra Batonjo, myself.
Check it out, baby. Oh, say, look here for a second. You wanna holler at you? Trey. Hell no, I wanna holler at no motherfucking trick. He all over there smelling like
Black Boy DJ Asco.